It's a beautiful day. Hey, 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 it's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day.
Welcome to the Midwest of WA, and have we an awesome lineup for you today as we make our way around 5 shires that cover the best of the Midwest. The shires of Perenjori, Moruya, Minginoo, Three Springs and Cunnamulla. Let's get this road trip underway. Located right in the heart of wildflower country, Perenjori gives visitors an ideal opportunity to experience a real country way of life within easy reach of Perth. During spring, the Midwest lights up via fields of colour, with some of the most magnificent displays of Australian native flowering plants blanketing the countryside. The region in and around Perenjori can be accessed from all directions, and once you're here, it's worth spending some time to take a good look around. Yes, wildflower season is pretty special out this way, but there is so much more to this part of WA's Midwest. As one of the largest agricultural regions in the state, the farming community works through the seasons, with the first crops sown by hand back in 1911. When you arrive in town, I suggest you get some advice from the locals to make sure you get the best out of the region. So make your first stop the local Visitors Centre. The Visitors Centre also houses the Pioneer Museum and was originally a bank back in 1929. Displays of historical machinery showcase the region's agricultural past. And what's a visit to the country without taking in Devonshire tea and scones, which you can do in the Wildflower Way tea rooms, located in the same building. These are just sensational. Perenjori is located at the southern gateway to the Monsignor Hawes Heritage Trail, and the Church of St. Joseph is just one of the many structures you'll see when travelling through the Midwest. Built back in 1937, the church was designed when parish priest John Hawes was working on plans for 2 other parish churches, with the design strongly influenced by Father Benedict Williamson's book, How to Build a Church. Just under 50 k's out of town and you're well and truly amongst nature. Camel Soak, also known as the Rock Hole, is a popular picnic spot for locals and visitors. This catchment, made from granite, was originally sunk as a watering hole for men and their camel teams who worked on the rabbit-proof fence from 1903 to 1905. Now recognised as the vermin-proof fence, it was built to prevent rabbits entering agricultural areas of the state, a problem that resulted in the devastation to crops and pasture land. The fence, when it was finished, stretched over 1,800 kilometres from the south of Perenjori and ending up north of Port Hedland, an enormous task back in the days. Sir John Forrest certainly made his mark in the Midwest, and in 1897, during an expedition, established his survey point at the top of this outcrop, located in the Dampiwa Hills. Nowadays, the lookout provides a 360-degree panoramic view of the region's farming and station country. Back in town and time for a coldie at the Perenjori Hotel. Built in 1919, the hotel was made from the dismantled materials from another nearby building. And there's no place like a bush pub to experience some good old-fashioned country hospitality. Perenjori, from an Aboriginal word meaning waterhole, the first stop on our Midwest road trip. Now stay with us, as up next we'll be making our way north as we continue our special on Western Australia's Midwest.
It's a beautiful day.
Moruya, home base for the Shire, is next stop on our Midwest journey, and this place is just full of history and natural attractions. The most popular time to visit Moruya and the surrounding region is undoubtedly during wildflower season, with visitors coming from far and wide to see the spectacular display of wildflowers. And the historic site of Coolanuka Springs is one of the most popular spots to take in the abundance of colour on display. Everything you need to know about Morua's history, you'll find it right here at the Historical Society Museum. Originally formed to retain the district's historical records, back in 1973, the old jail and courthouse now forms the centrepiece of the Morua Museum, showcasing vintage farm machinery and a remarkable windmill collection that is renowned worldwide. Historic buildings are on show throughout the town, each with their own story to tell. Plans are in place to design a cultural precinct, taking in the town's old buildings, preserving the region's history via a master plan redevelopment designed by the Shire. The Morua Heritage Trail is a new addition to the town's streetscapes, with the Shire keeping the windmill theme going via signage posts, which form effective and unique markers for the trail, connecting the town's great relationship with windmills and its strong history. There's also great interest throughout the world in the Monsignor Halls Heritage Trail, with more than 15 unique churches built in the Midwest and the Murchison. The plans for the Holy Cross Catholic Church were drawn up by Hawes, with the foundation stone laid in December 1932. And in 1933, he built the Hermitage as his residence, which stands next to the church. Close to town, the Widdermire Bush Trail provides an ideal opportunity for visitors and locals to enjoy a relaxing walk through local bushland. In working closely with mining company Sinosteel Midwest Corporation and the Community Development Program MEDAC, the trail is part of a 3-trail master plan to provide options to showcase this part of the Midwest by foot. "30 kilometres north of Morua is Bilya Rock, a large granite outcrop that's part of an 18-hectare government reserve. This collection of stones, neatly formed and stacked, is reputed to have been placed here back in the 1870s by John Forrest, possibly as a survey point. There used to be a gum pole situated at the top of this pile, carved with Forrest's name and a date. However, during the 1940s, it was unfortunately demolished by white ants. Legend has it that this war rock was named when a war between 2 Aboriginal tribes took place many years ago. During the winter rains, this Nama hole is usually full, and in the early days, a nearby larger Nama hole was filled with earth so stock couldn't fall in. If you're into astronomy, then Morua is where you need to be. Recently recognised as an astrotourism town, this part of the Midwest, with some of the clearest and darkest skies in the world, presents the perfect viewing point for the likes of the Milky Way galaxy and the Aboriginal constellation Emu in the Sky. The Shire of Morua. History, natural beauty, and now astrotourism. Lots to see and lots to do. We're heading west, and just 45 minutes from Morua, we make our way to Mingenew, an agricultural powerhouse and the Southern Hemisphere's largest grain facilitator. Blessed with some beautiful country, the Shire of Mingenew is home to around 500 people. Wildflower season is crazy around here, and the colours are out of this world. But it's not just the visitors who think that this part of the Midwest is pretty special. The locals who call this place home just love it out here.
Country out here is just so unique. You can't really get much better than this, especially when the wildflowers are out. Yeah, it just takes your breath away.
I honestly believe it is the best place that I can bring up my children.
Plenty to love about this place. Don't go too far. After this short break, we'll return to talk more about why people enjoy living in Mingenew.
It's a beautiful day.
Born and bred in Mingenew and been on the farm all my life. I absolutely love the land. I knew I wanted to be a farmer from a young age. It's a a great industry to be in, and I've never looked back since. We're a mixed farming enterprise with sheep and cattle and cereal cropping. Just the landscape around here is absolutely amazing. Sunrises you get coming up over these breakaways. Dealing with the livestock's a pretty major part of what we do, and also with the cropping. Keeps us busy and it's something different every day. We have an awesome community in Minginoo, and we always stick together through thick and thin. There's ups and downs in agriculture like everything, and as long as we've all got each other's back, it's just an awesome part of the world to be living in. Yeah, I wouldn't want to live anywhere else.
Jamie and I live north of Minginoo on the family farm that we run with his brother Ben and Ben's wife Helene. This year we're cropping 5,500 hectares, and that will include wheat, canola and barley. And we also have a rather big cattle program that we're operating as well. Minginoo has a really great community of lots of young families. So there's lots of young mums, and I found when I first moved to town there was a great support network available for me when I had my 2 children. As well as working on the family farm, I also operate a small business from the farmhouse that is in conjunction with a friend in Broome who owns a pearl jewellery business. I run the website operations, and I love that technology has given me the opportunity to do something so diverse on the farm and to also work remotely from home. I love the opportunity of being able to bring my children up in a small community. Having grown up in a similar town as a child, I really draw on the experiences that I had.
The Minginoo Midwest Expo has been running for 37 years now. In its time, it's brought over $1 million to our local community. It's entirely run by volunteers, which gives them a chance to be part of something bigger and support their own community, and it attracts thousands of visitors from all over Australia.
A great story from a local's perspective. The Shire of Minginoo, not just an awesome place to visit, and you can find out more about tourism on the Shire's website, but a pretty cool spot to live and enjoy everything this Midwest Shire offers. The picturesque wheat farming town of Three Springs is just over 300 k's north of Perth and is an ideal spot to base yourselves to explore wildflower country. Wildflowers, magnificent rural landscapes, astrotourism, a proud history and Australia's first talc mine. And that's just some of the stories of interest in the Shire of Three Springs. Surrounded by fields of wheat when in season, the name Three Springs comes from 3 water springs situated northeast of town, which were used by the early settlers and drovers for stock watering purposes. The area's history is on show throughout the Shire for visitors to experience, and this colourful little Midwest town welcomes visitors all year round. Right next to the War Memorial in town, you'll find this armoured personnel carrier, which has been here on display since 2016. Veterans from the region drove this type of machinery during the Vietnam War, and in particular, the Battle of Long Tan, commemorating 50 years since the battle took place in August 1966. The armoured personnel carrier is part of the Three Springs Heritage Trail and is located near the Wildflower Mural. The mural was painted by local artists and showcases the various wildflowers found in the area, as well as the broadacre farming and talc mining industries. Listed on WA's State Heritage List, Duffy's Store and Billiards Saloon still has much of its early fit-out, with the store holding cultural significance as it's a rare, intact example of trading from the late 19th century through to the mid-20th century. The shop exhibits the characteristics of a simple vernacular building, combining retail and function facilities, and is typical of the type of buildings that fronted main streets in the initial development of rural towns. On the outskirts of town, whatever direction you drive in, you're in for a real treat. 10 k's east of town lies the largest talc open cut mine in the Southern Hemisphere, and the second largest in the world, an operation with annual production exceeding 240,000 tonnes. This lookout lets you take in a panoramic view of the mine, and it really shows off the magnitude of the project. Still some country to see, so we'll be right back with more on the Shire of Three Springs.
It's a beautiful day.
When you get on the open road out of Three Springs, you get to see the real Midwest. Dukanuka National Park's Meeker Mine Thicket is an extensive area of natural bushland with some amazing native flora and fauna on display. Lake systems such as Yarra Yarra and Pink Lakes are home to varied species of birdlife. And between Three Springs and Mingenew is the town of Arano, gazetted back in 1904. The town site has social significance for its role in the development of the wider district, in particular its connection to the building of the Midland Railway line and the copper mining industry. So Chris, Three Springs is gaining a reputation as one of the most popular locations for stargazing.
Yes, it is, Brent. It's a great spot. We have beautiful, clear, dark skies, and we're implementing policies for keeping the low light emissions, not only for stargazing, but astrophotography. There's some great spots to take night photos. So yeah, Three Springs in the Midwest is a great spot to come and stargaze.
Three Springs can be accessed from all directions. North, south, east or west, it's worth spending a few days in town to explore the region any time of the year. Last stop on our Midwest road trip is Carnama, home base for the Shire that stretches from the west coast through Eneabba to Carnama, covering almost 300,000 hectares. Beautiful wildflowers cover the landscape during wildflower season, and the area's strong connection with the agricultural industry is well known. But this part of WA has so much more to offer the visitor. Carnama is central for the surrounding wheat, sheep and other mixed farming with some highly productive farmland around here. But it's definitely worth locking away a few days here if you're travelling to or through the Midwest. Carnama has preserved its history really well, with some of the town's old buildings kept in great shape by the Shire and the Historical Museum. And Chamberlain John Deere Tractor Museum contains a great collection of memorabilia and farm machinery from Carnama's commercial and domestic past. Privately owned by long-time local Hal Walton, the Tractor Museum showcases various vintages of Chamberlain and John Deere tractors, with over 60 restored models on display. Hal has always loved his Chamberlains, and after his retirement, he began collecting these iconic Western Australian-made tractors. This display and the work that has gone into bringing this collection together is just superb. Founded in 1983, the Carnama Historical Society was formed to collect, record, preserve and promote Carnama's history. If you love your history, the Carnama Museum is definitely worth a look, with the region's past restored with old machinery and artefacts from its farming background. And if you want to find out more detailed information about Carnama and its olden days, you're able to view the impressive virtual museum, which has won numerous awards for excellence. This homestead was built in the 1860s by the McPherson family and was one of the first buildings in town. Now heritage listed, it was the home of Duncan and Mary McPherson, who established a pastoral station nearby. Restored and reopened to the public in 2004, the homestead has been furnished with donated items by Ian McPherson, whose father Malcolm and grandmother Ellen were the last McPhersons to own the homestead. A short drive out of town and you'll reach one of the best spots in the Shire to take in a Midwest sunset. From here, you'll be able to take in the impressive Yarra Yarra Lake. Covering 119 square kilometres, the lake is 25 k's long and 9 k's wide at its widest point. In the summer months, the lake salts turn pink compared to the winter months when deep blue covers the area. Only 1.5 k's out of town, this lookout is one of the best spots to take in the night skies, with astrotourism becoming really popular throughout the Midwest, which we've touched on throughout today's episode. It's also a pretty cool spot to take in some sensational landscapes all year round. Eneabba is just under an hour's drive from Carnamah, heading towards the coast, and is another way into the Shire and the wider Midwest. One of the most popular spots for tourists is Lake Indoon, where you're free to camp for a few days. Since the 1950s, the freshwater lake has served as an aquatic playground and covers 130 hectares of the Lake Indoon Reserve, with depths ranging from 1.5 to 4.5 metres in season. The Shire of Carnamah is more than happy to show off its strong links to the farming industry, but there's so much more to check out when you make your way out here. And make sure you do, as it's a beautiful part of Western Australia. WA's Midwest. The great thing about this region is you can make your way here from all directions. Whether you're travelling through to wider pastures or you can easily base yourself here for a few days, there's no shortage of things to see and do. Glad you could join us on our Midwest road trip. Make sure you check out our Facebook page to follow all of our adventures during the series. Until next time, we will see you somewhere in WA.
It's a beautiful day.